Okay, well, I'm always being asked over the years what this Truth Shopping petrol strimmer I got is actually like to live with, and whether it's still going and what's been replaced. So yeah, I got this 7 years ago, brand new out the box. One of those just cheapy copied two-stroke strimmers with all the attachments in it that you could get at the time for about 180 quid. I think you can get them for even less now. And you got the strimmer attachment, a brush cutter blade, hedge cutter attachment, extension pole, and a chainsaw attachment. So everything you got with the steel models that were going for 1100, 1500 quid all came in this very, very cheap package. And you would probably think that for your cheap money, you'll probably get a couple of years out of it if you're lucky, and then just put it in the bin and replace it. But I've been using this one now for 7 years, and actually, to be honest, nothing has actually gone wrong with it. The only bit that I have ever replaced was a spark plug. Those cheap Chinese spark plugs, they burn out after a couple of months. They're useless. So that got changed when that failed. Other than that, that is it. I've put a new strimmer head on it. It's a True Shopping one again, but they came out with a much easier design to get off to change the spool inside the strimmer line. So before it had two sort of bits that you had to press in, and it was a nightmare. But this one, you've got one little bit that you press in, you turn it a couple of degrees anti-clockwise, and it all springs apart. And then other than that, the only thing that's broken on it happened when I was strimming and got caught in a line, and it flicked something up and it snapped the cutting section. It had a little sort of like blade on it here that trimmed the strimmer line down when you bumped it, so that fell off. But I've never bothered replacing it, and as you can probably see, I do not look after this at all. It gets no love whatsoever. It just gets abused, and every couple of weeks in the summertime it strims all the way around here, and the same again at the front. And we've also got dikes down the side of the property that need trimming, and a dike up the front that needs trimming every now and again. So this does quite a lot of work for what it is. And I've used the attachments quite a few times as well. The chainsaw attachment, I've used it. I've had a couple of tree branches come down. It's been quite handy for that. The hedge cutter attachment I've used in the past as well, and they're all still working fine as well. So there's actually nothing major that has gone wrong with this little strimmer. Probably the only other things, if I was really bothered, the kill wire here, the negative side of the kill wire, has come away from the little bullet connector. If I was bothered about that, I could just put a new connector on that and it'd be fine, but I just short it out. I really can't be too fussed about it. Obviously some nuts and bolts have worked loose over the years. The air filter doesn't really have a bolt at all anymore. That just flops around like no tomorrow, so it doesn't really have an air filter anymore. But again, not particularly bothered, and it's not too bothered about it as well. What else? I've done no carburetor work to it at all in the time that I've had it. Obviously it gets left with fuel in it all over winter. I've never had the carburetor off of it, never cleaned it out, never had an issue. It always starts cold on the third pull with choke, and then once it's warmed up, first pull all day. It's pretty good. So I've never had a problem with it at all. Fuel wise, it uses a decent little chunk of fuel. I suppose I get through nearly a litre strimming around this garden. It is 42cc, so it's quite a beefy engine. So it does get through a little bit of fuel. I don't run it on 25:1 anymore. If I'm brutally honest, I don't even measure the oil anymore. I just chuck a little bit in it, and if it's smoking a little bit, then I'm pretty happy with that. But with the 25:1 to mix, it was like a fogger. It was ridiculous. I mean, that's just an old school measurement for two-stroke engines from the 70s and 80s and before that even. But modern grade oils are a lot better, so you don't really have to worry about 25:1 with these. It'll run quite happy on 50:1. As long as you've got a little bit of smoke coming out of the exhaust when you're revving it, it'll be fine. Probably the only thing that's always gone against it is it's heavy. It is heavy. Again, due to the size of the engine. it is a little bit on the heavy side, and you do have to switch hands every now and again. But other than that, everything else is fine. So yeah, would I get another one of these? Yeah, if this one conked out and I couldn't fix it, I'd buy another one of these. I wouldn't bother buying one of the more expensive ones. And I'm pretty sure you can still get this exact model exactly the same. I don't think they've changed it at all, and there are now hundreds of different companies all churning out this exact same design. So you don't have to go to true shopping, but if you wanted to, you can still read their website on the strimmer shaft. So yeah, a good little bit of kit. I'll just fire it up now, and then we'll just show it running. So yeah, it still runs pretty fine. Like I say, that's not got a bolt in it anymore, so it flops around all over the place. So it doesn't bother me. It is quite a loud machine, so ear defenders are a must if you're using it for a long period of time. No work to the carburetor at all. It goes really well. No problems with the clutch at all, it doesn't slip. It'll go all day, that clutch. So yeah, actually, I've not had any real problems with it at all. So definitely get one, is all I can say.